Hey everybody, Jim here. Today I am in an area known as Kamonomiya in Kanagawa Prefecture because I am looking for a hard off that's supposed to be around here. It's a hard off slash hobby off, if I'm not mistaken. So as the title implies, I'm hunting it down with the aid of Google Maps because it wasn't actually on the paper map I have. I'm pretty sure I know where it is. It's on the other side of this river. So stick around because I will very shortly be arriving at a brand new hard off to see what I can find. Games, toys, because there's a hobby off connected to it. Who the hell knows what's going to be in there? So, stick around. Alright, finally I found you. I got turned around a little bit back there. Not too proud to admit, but it's all gravy now. Because we are coming up on the hard off, hobby off, as you can plainly see on this excessively bright day. Gonna get inside and see what they have. My hunch is that they're gonna have some video games and some toys and potentially a ton of trading cards. But you shall know soon enough. Let's check it out. Getting started with some consoles. They actually had some pretty cool ones in this particular hard off. Final Fantasy 13-2 PS3 is pretty cool. Lots of PS2s here, 360s as you can see, Super Famicom and Dreamcast. This is really cool. This is a Hokuto no Ken Legend Edition PS3. Fist of the North Star Edition PS3. That's just amazing. You can see Dreamcast, N64s there. All kinds of good stuff. This, which I found interesting, a PlayStation 2 Gundam thing. I don't know. I don't have any limited edition PlayStation 2s. Not knowledgeable about that. Final Fantasy 13 edition PS3 looks very cool. And then here we have some Super Famicoms and Nintendo 64s. Priced right. They're about $25 each, which is very reasonable. And here we come to like their main aisle with, most of what they have as far as games is concerned. Lots of good stuff here. Here is a copy of the latest game in the Zero series, aka Fatal Frame. That's unfortunately not getting a physical release in the United States. That's, if I saw correctly, that's probably about $40 it's going for right now. Lots of good stuff for the Wii and Wii U. Some 3DS stuff here. Here's Zelda Kamigami no Triforce 2, aka Link Between Worlds. Really great game. As you can see, all this stuff is priced right, priced to move. Especially with the yen rate being what it is now. Soul Eater, I didn't even know they had made a game out of Soul Eater, so I found that interesting. I actually really like that anime. Yen rate right now is about 125 to the dollar. So this is all really reasonably priced stuff if you think of it in those terms. More DS and 3DS. Here, GameCube. Actually got a couple of GameCubes today. And as you can see, they got Capcom vs. SNK2, Luigi's Mansion, Rune. There's even some GBA stuff down there. And then a few wrapped up Super Fammy and this one and only Famicom game, Super Mario Bros. 3, just sitting there, nestled in with some GBA games. But you can see they got Twinbee, Mario Kart, Gundam, Mario All-Stars, Dragon Quest 3 on the Super Famicom, which is a great version of that game. Smash Brothers going for, that's probably about $12, and it's complete and boxed. That's very awesome. King of Fighters combo pack. 3 different King of Fighters games all in one pack. You can see they got Street Fighter Collection, 1 game for the Neo Geo. So plenty of cool stuff to check out. The Capcom Generations Volume 4, lots of cool Capcom arcade games on those collections. Some Dreamcast games. King of Fighters 2000. I'm a big King of Fighters fan, so definitely always good to have one of those in your collection. And Metal Slug X for the PlayStation. I actually did end up picking this up as well. Metal Slug series, probably my favorite run and gun series. Really good one. So I definitely was willing to pick up Metal Slug X for not much. PS2, lots and lots of PS2. You can see Persona, Wild Arms. What else do we have? Shin Megami Tensei. Just all kinds of stuff. One really great thing about these sections, right here, if you can see this, that says shooting. They have these games sorted by genre. So this, where I have my hand now, that actually says King of Fighters. So it's just a King of Fighters little section. That's really useful when you go to a store not looking for anything specific, but you have like certain types of games you're looking for, like this, Gradius 3 and 4, which I ended up picking this up as well because I'm also a big fan of Gradius, of all the old Konami shoot-'em-ups actually. And that's actually a really great couple of games. But very convenient that the games are divided by genre. That's very helpful. And here's their somewhat modest Xbox 360 section. Obviously Microsoft, consoles and games, not the best selling in Japan, but you can find some really cool stuff for the Xbox 360. Lots of good shooters, things of that nature. Here we have a Sengoku Basara Chronicle Heroes for the PSP. I am a big fan of the Sengoku Basara series as well, so always cool to see more games in that series. And then lots and lots of PSP, PS Vita, again, lots of RPGs, Persona, all that kind of stuff. So really great selection there. Moving on, they have kind of a modest Famicom section, but you take a look, you got Dragon Quest and little chibi Ultraman. All these games are probably priced $5 or lower, with certain exceptions. Here you got Double Dragon 2. That's probably like about $8. So again, everything really reasonably priced. Nothing is gonna be over $10 usually. So lots of good stuff. This game, Ike Ike Neketsu Hockey-Bu, my favorite 8-bit hockey game. I have reviewed it. Go check it out. Really great game. What else we got here? Top Gun, classic, obviously, and again, really cheap. So tons and tons of good stuff here. What do we got? Some sports games. Baseball Stars, boxed and complete. That's always nice to find box games. Yoshi's Cookie, very cool game. That one's also about $8, and it's boxed and complete, so you can't really complain too much about that. And here, a copy of Willow, which is super cool. I actually intended to pick it up, but I ended up forgetting it on the way out, so I did not leave with a copy of Willow, unfortunately. But that's their kind of modest, cool little Famicom section. Here we have the bargain bins. You cannot leave any hard off without taking a look in the bargain bins, because pretty much everything you see in here is priced at about 100 yen, which right now is kind of equivalent to like 75 cents. So you can pick up a copy of Final Fantasy X if you want to for 75 cents. These are always worth looking in just because I found great stuff in here. I've found Xenogears for 100 yen. I found Ghost in the Shell on the PlayStation for 100 yen. I found games like Power Stone and Capcom vs. SNK 2. And I think even a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom on the Dreamcast. I found them all for 100 yen. So it is always worth taking a look in the bargain bins. As you can see, I'm just pulling out all kinds of stuff here. They have pretty much everything in these areas. You can find PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Saturn, Dreamcast, Famicom, Super Famicom, everything. You see here a copy of Intelligent Cube. That's a fantastic puzzle game for the PlayStation. Copy of Legaia, or The Legend of Legaia. That's about 75 cents for that. And Ark the Lad. So if you like Ark the Lad, you can pick yourself up a copy for about 75 cents. That's very cool. PS2. As I said, and there's always a lot. You're always going to find a ton of PlayStation and PlayStation 2 in here. Just by virtue of the fact that so many games in those libraries, each one has a couple of thousand games. Dragon Ball Z 2, fun game. I like the game board story mode. Junk stuff up there. If you fancy yourself good with repairs, that could be a very cheap way to pick up new consoles. Down here, you see you got some light guns, but also lots and lots of controllers. Probably going to find controllers in there for pretty much any system you can think of. And even though this is typically like a junk area, usually the controllers and memory cards and all that still work perfectly fine. Zelda, Link to the Past, that's going for about $2.50, which that's not bad for a copy of, sorry, not Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time. That's not too bad for a copy of Ocarina of Time, if you ask me. Even got some DS and PSP in there. Super Family games. Here's a wrestling game. You got Jushin Thunder Liger and Great Muta on the cover. Two of my favorite wrestlers of all time, actually. And here you have just lots of loose carts. Famicom, here's some Mega Drive stuff. Volleyball. Super League, whatever. Copy of Sonic. Make yourself up a 75-cent copy of Sonic. That's not bad. Handheld stuff. Game Boy. Yu Yu Hakusho on Game Boy. That's, again, 100 yen. That's pittance. And then Saturn games. Where else can you go to find Saturn games for 75 cents each? If you can find those in your area, I'd love to hear about it. And PC Engine, the one PC Engine game I pulled out of there. And here, pretty cool Famicom disc games. Nothing terribly impressive, but it's cool that they're there. And a handful of Dreamcast. What is this? Sakura Wars 2. The nice sleeve and everything. You can buy that for $1 roughly. So that's very nice. But typically you'll find lots of sports and other random titles in there. The things you'd expect to find in a bargain bin. Now to the hobby off side of the store. Toys and figures. You can see Mecha Godzilla right there. Very cool. Lots of figures up there. But this whole aisle right here, as you can see, is just wall-to-wall Gundam model kits. That's very cool. I actually used to really enjoy putting together Gundam model kits some time ago when I was a teenager. Those were the only model kits I enjoyed putting together. And here you can find just a ton of them. I mean, they're used, presumably. I guess they put all the pieces back in the box. But yeah, you can buy Gundam model kits for all your favorite Gundams, and that's super cool. As you can see here, lots and lots of toys and things like that. And then more figures. Goodness, yes. Saint Seiya. Any Saint Seiya fans out there, you can find some really cool figures in here. It all looks more or less brand new, but it's priced at, used prices, which is cool. Strike Witches. An anime and an Xbox 360 shoot 'em up, which I also reviewed. Go watch it. Strike Witches figures cool. Actually like that anime. Lots of Bishoujo girl figures and stuff like that. Here we have this Beach Time Spider-Man thing I thought was very interesting. I never saw that before. A Hokuto no Ken figure. Hokuto no Ken being one of my favorite anime ever. And then here I am knocking some stuff over Because Beach Spider-Man, he's, as old JJ might say, he's a menace. He made me knock over some toys. Kenshiro from Hokuto no Ken with multiple heads and stuff. That's pretty cool. Big old dragon from Dragon Quest. You know I like that. But just tons and tons of stuff here. I mean, you can see it. You can probably see some figures for your favorite anime and such. Some Hatsune Miku. Macross. Macross figures. How cool is that? Who doesn't like Macross? So just wall-to-wall figures. You're going to find something you like in there. I pretty much guarantee it. And again, it's all minty. It's all priced to move. And then here we have all the cards. That whole aisle, just nothing but Yu-Gi-Oh cards. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you would be like a pig in shit in this place, because you'd be rubbing the cards all over your body. There are so damn many of them. And then some more figures. Here, lots of cool Kamen Rider figures. I like Kamen Rider. I always have. I like Sentai. So, if I was still collecting figures right now, I would be buying these up for sure. Lots and lots of little Gachapon figures as well. This is what's so cool about going to a hobby off, is you can find any number of things. Just figures, cards, toys, puzzles, other cool little things. And all these things, it's nice. You don't have to sit there and mess with a Gachapon to get them. They're on the racks. And finally, I thought this was pretty cool for all you anime fans. How about some anime on Laserdisc? Yes, indeed. These sections have Laserdisc, Space Battleship Yamato. That's super cool. Stuff on Laserdisc. They sell vinyl albums, all that stuff. So you can get cool kind of collector's pieces like this for pretty much dirt cheap. Boy of the Future Conan, Superman, all kinds of great stuff. And this is about where I finished up. So this is where I leave you, and let's see how I did today. Alright, so finished up in that nice little hard off there. Smaller than ones I've been to in the past, actually the smallest I've ever been to, but it still had some pretty cool stuff. Some nice consoles. I picked up a few nice games, and they had a lot of really cool figures in there that I would buy if I was, you know, buying figures at the moment, but I'm not. But yeah, that's it. That was not too bad. The hard off / hobby off in Kamonomiya, Kanagawa Prefecture. If you're ever in the area, check it out. It's not too hard to find. And that's it. Everybody, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.